Nosferatu 1922 is one of the most influential and iconic movies of all time. The scene where Count Orlok is creeping up the stairs has been imprinted within the minds of many, and is by far one of the most recognisable scenes in movie history alone. The film, of course, is based on the novel by Bram Stoker, which you all know I'm a big fan of. Despite following the book closely, the film's characters are all named differently due to copyright issues. In fact, the film used Bram Stoker's story without any legal certification, and caused a lot of issues upon release. The most significant name change was made to the character of Count Dracula, who is referred to as Count Orlok throughout the movie, although most versions changed the name in order to relate the film to the original story. Despite most of the legal issues the film had though, the film is one of the most accurate adaptations of the original story, showing the scene where Dracula is aboard the ship to England killing off the crew, and more importantly conveying the character of Renfield, or Nock as he's referred to in the film, more true to the original source material. Unlike the 1931 Universal film, where the character of Renfield is also the solicitor at the start of the film. The film is from the silent era, which is one of the reasons why it's not popular with modern day audiences. Although it's a great movie, audiences simply don't find joy watching the film for its physical qualities and creepy atmosphere alone. I find this a shame, as it means a lot of people are put off the film due to elements it's lacking due to the time of its release, despite the fact of it being a significant contribution to film history. The film has a great atmosphere, which can be said for a lot of silent movies. It's the main element they needed to rely on in order to make an effective impact. The time the movie was made is definitely shown through the visuals of the film. You can tell the film's age through the quality of the imagery. This certainly adds to the creepiness of the film and pushes it even further towards the horror genre. The appearance of the vampire is very striking and definitely leaves a lasting impact after watching. From the moment the Count is shown on screen, as an audience member you're instantly gripped by the overall uncanny appearance which the Count is represented by. In terms of Dracula, this version is the first and only adaptation to show the character in a freakish, unnatural way, without of course counting the 1978 remake based on the same appearance. After this, the character was shown in a more human physical aspect and a seductive predator, as opposed to Nosferatu, where the character is shown as a more physical horror. The film Shadow of the Vampire from 2000 is based on the actor Max Schreck, who portrayed the Count in the original 1922 film. This film delves into the urban legend that the actor was actually a vampire due to the commitment of method acting the actor applied to the role. Although it's an interesting concept, the story doesn't go beyond the point of an urban legend and is completely fiction, of course, much like the original story. I guess it could be seen as a fictional story based on a real person who starred in a film which is based on a work of fiction that was based on an actual person, but adapted and exaggerated through a fictional supernatural being. The concept is almost like the spirit of Dracula has been embodied through many forms of life and is truly undead, but of course that's looking into things a little too much. Nosferatu is one of the most haunting movies ever made, and is just a few years off being 100 years old, which shows just how early the story of Dracula began to be adapted on screen. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews.